Hello and welcome to the Rings. My name is Matt Hickey, and joining me tonight, well, at least for the first game and potentially an extended period of time throughout the night, is Adrian Fidolani. We're here for the Ringwood Hawks up against the Hobart Huskies, the doubleheader. The women will kick us off first. We're going to get underway in around 3.5 minutes. Adrian, how are you doing tonight, mate?
I'm going well, mate. It's really a pleasure to join you here. It's great to come here to Ringwood this season and see so many sides that we know nothing about. We haven't seen them, in our league before, in the same league we've been in at least. And so Hobart's a whole new quantity for us. Indeed,
and a side that I think is going to bring plenty of excitement tonight. The women are 4-2, looking very nice. The Ringwood women 3-1. The Lady Hawks dropped their first game of the season last week up against the Eltham Wildcats. As I said, we're about 3 minutes away from tip. We're just going to run you through a couple of key players that you've got to keep your eye out for tonight. And we'll start with the visitors, the Hobart Huskies. Keep your eye on Nikki Green. Nikki Green, number 20, standing at 193 centimetres. Athletic, had 31 points and 18 rebounds last night because Hobart had to play last night in Bendigo. They lost that game 79-72, but a big game from Nikki Green. She averages 18 and 13 on the year, shooting the ball at over 50%. Then you've got the captain, Ali Collins. She had 14, 7 and 7 last night, and she will be a key player for Hobart. And we'll finish things off with Taylor Roberts, 15, 3 and 6 last night, and averages close to 18 points on the year. For Ringwood, Cassidy Mahalko, well, she averages 16.2 points and 9 rebounds on the season. Megan Mullings, 12.5 and 6.7 with 55% from the field. But the number one player and a new player for Ringwood is Antonio Farnworth, 19.2 points per game and 6 rebounds. Adrian, as we tick inside 2 minutes before tip, I'm going to look for you for a tip early. Question without notice. I love to do it to my guests that I have on here. I'm looking for a tip.
Well, I'm the parochial side of the bench here. I'm not going to tip against Ringwood, I'm afraid. You can wait for someone else to come along and join you who's going to be more even-handed.
Well, mate,
it's the Hawks for me.
It's quite a consistent thing because Russell Lee, who is also a regular who joins me up here, hates to tip against the Hawks. In fact, I don't think he's ever tipped against Ringwood. I am going to lean on the side of Hobart tonight, and I think Nikki Green is going to be a huge problem for the Ringwood Hawks.
It'll be a fascinating tussle. Her and Megan Mullings will match up early, I'd expect. But I'd say both her and Roberts, I'll be looking at the floor and wondering how those matchups are going to go. Really over a much bigger side at that end of the list than what Ringwood are.
Yeah, 193 centimetres, and Megan Mullings 10 centimetres shorter, so she gives up some serious height. We expect that to be the matchup because Nikki Green, also quite athletic, can shoot the ball, and she was shooting well in warm-ups. So keep a close eye on her, number 20 for the Hobart Huskies. We'll probably be mentioning her name a lot throughout the broadcast.
As you will Tony Farnworth. You mentioned Tony's just killing it this year. He's coming to, of course, the New Zealand Star, and
former captain.
Yeah, she's been really, really good. One of the WNBL women with experience in this league now, who are so exciting to watch. I really hope she can continue her form here today.
Had a bit of a tough game last week against Eltham, but I'm sure she'll be eager to bounce back. And that was a game that went back and forth, and both teams really had opportunities to win. I thought Ringwood probably should have run away with it in the end, but they proved too good, the Wildcats.
They just really, it was a really disappointing last quarter. I know that the whole side would have been disappointed to let that one slip.
Crowd beginning to slowly fill out, not quite as packed as it was last week for the NBL 1 game of the round, but it's slowly growing, and we know that the second half of the women's game normally turns up a notch as we lead into the men's game as well. So starting for the Ringwood Hawks, you have Cassidy Mahalko, number 2. Danny Bone, number 4. She played well last week, as did Jackie Trotto, Farnworth and Mullings. They ran out the starting 5 for the Hawks. It'll be Mullings up against Green in the tip. And Mullings off to a flyer. Trotto, as easy as you like. Roberts, I'm not sure which way she was running. Forgot which direction they were going, and that's about the easiest 2 you're going to get off a tip.
Roberts, it is starting inside the paint with Mullings.
As we see, Mahalko comes up with the block, and it's Trotto who played very, very well last week. caught the eye of Cam Luke and Mark Worthington, who has the defensive job on Nikki Green. Great job, Megan Mullings, and here comes Farnworth. Lob the ball over to Trotto, will take it hard, hesitated. And that's going to happen a lot, Adrian, as we see Trotto gets it back, but Nikki Green is, even when she's not blocking shots, she's going to be, as we see Farnworth bangs down the three, but Nikki Green, she's going to be changing shots even if she's not blocking shots.
Yeah, very intimidating character there in the paint.
Great start here for Ringwood. They lead 5-zip. Thompson now with the ball up the top here for Hobart. Down to Roberts, into Collins. There's that size we spoke about, but the help defense has been very, very good for Ringwood, and they come away with the ball. Danny Bone looking to set things up. She picked up her dribble, and that caused the offense to stagnate a little bit. Trotto liked the look of the matchup against Roberts. There's Bone again from deep, not quite. Good rebound from Collins. We mentioned her pre-game.
That size is telling early already, and Mihalko just being out-rebounded over the top there.
And an excellent rebounding guard as well, Mihalko, so that's a telling sign.
Yep. Oh, Bone.
Defense has been impressive early here for Ringwood. Farnworth might pull up for three, decides against it. Nice pass, Mihalko, and again, just hesitated because Nikki Green was coming across.
Bone shoots. Yes.
Bang! Never looked like missing. We had the best angle from over here, and there's an early timeout. No surprise, Willie Joseph wants to chat to his players. Talk about a fantastic start, Adrian. 8:14 to play in the first quarter. Ringwood up 8-zip.
Yes, and Trotto, Jackie Trotto, very busy early. Seems to be in everything every time it comes down the floor. And great to see Tony Farnworth hit one early.
And with the little leg kick out, she quite and choose run that one the whole way. And it's a telling sign for good players. And if they can bury their first shot, normally it means they could be in for a big night.
Maybe, although the points haven't started to come yet for Hobart, there's some giveaways in what their intentions are. Looks like the feed to the paint. They've had the seal a couple of times, and the feed to the paint looks like it might be the go.
And the big thing for them, I think, is also getting stops, because that way you can get out in transition, hopefully cause some mismatches out in the open floor and pick up some cheap points, because that's what you're searching for at the moment. Down 8-zip, you just want to get on the board. So a bit of token up-court pressure now from Ringwood as they look to deny Thompson the inbound pass.
There
Bone,
is
good
nothing
hands.
token about Danny Bone's defence at
I'll take
any
that.
part of the floor.
Finally now Hobart realise that they need to give some help up. Schlott will get it back.
There she goes again.
And just keep an eye on the clock here. If they get it over, and they just do, they avoid the 8-second backcourt violation. Schlott. Nikki Green shouting out and telling her players exactly what she wants. There's the pick. Ball comes down low. There's Green. Nice pass to Roberts. Perhaps a little bit low. She wanted it up high, and away comes Jackie Trotto. Mullings looking for the low post seal. Comes out to Trotto. Bone. Can she go again? Not quite. Trotto in and under. She lost the ball, but a good effort on the O boards.
Yeah, the second efforts from Trotto there. Not the first time we've seen that tonight either.
So still yet to get on the board, the Hobart Huskies. Here's Schlott with the ball at the top. Good little hesitation dribble, good defense. We thought she may have got a bit of the ball, but it'll be 2 free throws. Nice little hesitation, and there's a bit of bickering between the Hobart players. Not quite pleased with how they've begun this game offensively, and no surprise considering it's taken 2.5 minutes and they're not yet on the board.
Bone it was with the foul there, Matt.
Thought she got a bit of the ball, but maybe a bit of body as well. Lefty Schlott gets Hobart into the game with the friendly roll here at the rings. Second is also good, so 6-point lead here for Ringwood. Both teams just really looking to, as there's a tough entry pass.
Yep.
Trotto comes up with it though. Left hand running floater is good. Nice touch from Jackie Trotto. And the lead comes out to 10-2. Inbound, Roberts rolls it in and scores. Farnworth now back the other way. Running downhill, couldn't quite get it. It'll be baseline ball for Ringwood. Bone. Mahalko hasn't seen much of the ball. Stops and pops with the right hand and gets the roll. 12-4 lead now for Ringwood. Both teams now really into this game. Here's Schlott. Green hasn't seen a whole lot of it here in the half-court offense. Nice pass to Roberts, clean block, but she gathered and finished. Danny Bone, good help defense. So here's Danny Bone, cross court now to Trotto. Not a whole lot of intensity to this one at the moment. Farnworth will attack on the left. Good help defense.
Oh, just into the steel frame of the
I've done that a few times. I'm happy to say.
Yes, a little bit of a mini comeback here from a mini momentum comeback here for Hobart. They look like they're starting to find their mojo a little bit. And those stops are coming. They're more those important stops that you mentioned before, Matt.
So here's Green looking to go to work in the low block. Good defense from Trotto.
Yeah.
And it'll be out of bounds or stay with Hobart, but she got well into a defensive position, knew that Green wanted to go hard on the left hand.
He's filling up this stats sheet, Trotto, 4 points and a single rebound, assist and steal. So she's really busy early.
As Bone comes away with the steal. Just a handy little crossover, Mullings. Good pass to Mahalko. Great block, though, from Roberts. Mahalko recovers. Mullings wants it inside the paint.
Yep. Yes.
Great job from Danny Bone to get her the ball, but a great job from Megan Mullings with the seal. And the help defense just came a little bit late from Hobart.
You see a great example of Megan Mullings' body work there as Mahalko lays one in pretty easily. She is undersized, as we mentioned earlier, but her body work and her positioning, and her foot spacing gives her a great low centre of gravity. So she really has worked that to be a player that plays above her size.
Trotto comes up with the rebound. Very well said from you, Adrian Fidelani. So all 5 starters for Ringwood on the board at the moment. Good team effort, 16-6 they lead. Oh, that could have been a travel and was. Tim Motton not happy with how the offense was going. Was telling Mahalko to get that ball in the inside as we see a substitution on the floor. In comes Josie Greenwood. Out goes Taylor Roberts, who had 4 points and a block for the Huskies so far. Once again, getting the ball inbound, as that was an interesting bit of play around the half-court line.
No substitutions yet from Ringwood, and we see a couple with their tongues hanging out there, I think. It's been a frenetic start to the game.
Collins, nice move, right hand, just in and out, was a bit flat. There's Green, that was probably a foul. She's still powered up, she's going to want it again. Not quite. There's a bit of push and shove.
She won't get smaller as the game progresses, but
you get tired, but you don't get smaller.
That's right. Well, I reckon we already saw a bit of that with Trotto doing her best there, but just not quite being able to match it, even being in better position.
Of course, they probably won't have to take on quite the court time load that we saw earlier in the day. If you tune in, as we see a rolling round 2. There for Collins. Between Denver and Portland, it was a few players out there. Nikola Jokic, as we see Farnworth bang in at 2 with a little stop and pop jumper. Nikola Jokic played over 60 minutes in a quadruple overtime thriller. If you haven't seen the highlights of that, I'd get on it immediately. Damian Lillard, 59 minutes. CJ McCollum, 57. Just some insane court time from those players, as we see another defensive stop from
You might
Ringwood.
like to maybe read a book or go for a walk next weekend, Matt. Go, Tony.
What are you trying to say, Adrian? As Hobart come up with the rebound. Oh, maybe a little push off. Nice pass from Schlott. And there's a foul. Maybe the dropping of the hand. Good pass, though, from Schlott, and you can tell that's a good point guard when she leads her player into the space. Instead of just popping it to her straight away, she knew she was running towards a basket, and it'll be Greenwood to the line for 2 free throws.
A couple of minutes without a bucket here for Hobart after their 6-point mini comeback. There's one. Greenwood makes the first.
Good from the free throw line so far. They're 3 from 3. Jackie Trotto leads all scorers at the moment with 6.
We're going to see the Ringwood bench come into play.
So here we go. Looks like Piper Goldie and Ella Ozia into the game.
Yep. Some fantastic signs in these two for Ringwood basketball in future years. Some young stars coming first change off the bench.
Just 21 years old and 17 years of age, respectively, as we see Ozia with the ball. Mullings wanting that inside feed. Here's Goldie, now to Ozia. Goes all the way and fluff the left-hand layup. Maybe a bit cold coming off the bench. It's a chilly night here in the eastern suburbs as we see the right-hand 3 is off the backboard. And as we spoke about earlier, Mahalko, great rebounder for a guard.
It's a very exciting thing to see Piper Goldie run the point. She's really busy and she has a running action that just looks busy. It looks like anything's about to happen when she's got the ball. And she's a player who really enjoys it, loves her basketball, and that comes across in everything she does.
And on cue, takes it hard to the basket and will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Goldie just a tad to the right on the first, and this is a lead that Hobart really need to get on top of early, or as we see, the second is no good either, and Green comes up with the rebound. Double-digit first quarter lead. Can be hard to come back from that despite having plenty of time. It's just a real demoralising start to the game. Kicks to the corner, Mahalko got fouled. I don't think there was any James Harden kicking the legs forward there. It was definitely a foul, and Mahalko will shoot 3.
Maybe a little Sydney stack in the bump. We've been watching that. I reckon I've watched that 150 times this week, Sydney stack.
And you wouldn't be a Richmond supporter, would you, Adrian?
Well, I would be. And,
okay. That makes more. It was impressive. I'll give you credit as Mahalko nails the first. Very tough to rattle a guy like Jack Viney. He's tough as nails. And Mahalko enjoying the friendly roll off the rims.
And we just see this dependability. In the last few minutes, we've seen the bench hit the floor. We saw an easy miss from Oja and a couple of missed free throws from Goldie. So those little things, they just put a dent in the opposition. But when they're missing those ones, and you can get the dependability from an experienced player like Mahalko, she's just knocked down the 3. And made them pay.
Now she leads all scorers in this one with 7 points. She's also got 3 rebounds to go along with those 7 points. Looking to dance up and under. Could have gone through, but gave the smart pass to the inside, and Greenwood nails 2. I would have liked to see Schlott maybe just put that one up as a fan of the highlight reel. But anyways, did the percentage play, the team play. Backdoor cut wasn't there. Goldie didn't even look at the rim. Trotto, Mullings, high arcing, not quite. Mahalko got the tip but couldn't quite come away with it. Here's Schlott. It's a 1-on-3. Tough finish, and she was always going to have a tough drive.
You got a strong drive from Schlott there, something she hasn't done. I don't think we've seen her do that tonight.
Would have liked something maybe a little bit fancier, as we see Mahalko launch a 3, and it's hard. Schlott, good job, and it's Green that comes away with it.
She's got some great ball control, Schlott, really quick.
Once again goes into Greenwood, but good help from Mahalko.
Wishful thinking on the directional advice to the referee.
A little bit, but it's worth a try. Tell you what, if that's in practice, she just grabs that and starts going back the other direction. Well, at least I would anyway.
Mind King hits the floor for Mullings here. We'd mentioned the size of Hobart, but we did neglect to mention at all Mind King in our lead up to this. Coming off the bench most weeks for Mullings and a very dependable size against a player like Green.
Yeah, both 193 centimetres as we see Schlott go to the bench and Shona Thompson, the young 18-year-old, come on for Hobart.
We saw Amanda a couple of weeks ago do really well against the bigs at Kilsyth, so if she can replicate that performance here, it'll be very handy for us.
Oh, and Thompson almost came away with it. Goldie, though, found Mahalko. She's missed 2. Is it 3rd time's a charm? No. Goldie got first hands. There's 12 seconds on the shot clock, 32 on the game clock. Goldie, little 2-player game here. They've got to get a shot off. No, thank you. Get that stuff out of here, said Nikki Green. Back the other way. Here come Hobart. Collins, tough finish. It looked like she didn't have much to work with on the backboard, but she finishes for 2. Guts the lead to single digits, and it is the Ringwood Hawks who'll have the final possession. 8 seconds. Ogier. In and out. Good hands from Green. 5 seconds. Good pass. It goes for the shot. Probably had time.
That's almost inexplicable with a player open in the paint.
Probably had time, but that will wrap up the first quarter of action here at the Rings. It's the Lady Hawks. They lead 23-14. We'll have a short break and be back with you for the start of the second quarter. Hello and welcome back to the Rings. It's the Lady Hawks. They lead 23-14 after 1 over the Hobart Huskies. And Adrian Fidelani, how did you see that first quarter of action?
Well, it was a bit of a tsunami of Ringwood points in the early stages, and after a little bit of a comeback from
doesn't it? I'm just going to stop you. Doesn't a tsunami pull back first and then go?
I don't know. I think I regretted using the word tsunami.
Anyways, as you were.
Huskies sticking with the bench here for the opening of the second quarter. I think that Ringwood really did consolidate in the last few minutes of that first quarter, though, and maintain the ascendancy going in.
It'll be Hobart to kick things off, and Nikki Green, she takes a break. I doubt it'll be for very long, but a nice finish inside from Collins. Rolls one round and puts it in for 2.
Bone back on the floor for Ringwood. It really is a strong Ringwood side this year. There isn't a weak link in it.
Trotto draws the foul on Josie Greenwood, and we saw that a bit last week from Jackie Trotto. More than happy just to put her head down and burrow away inside. It worked a number of times against Eltham, going hard to her right, but she has the ability to go to her left hand as well.
A little bit of apprehension on the inbound there.
Mahalko just struggling to find the stroke at the moment. She does have 7 points, 4 rebounds, an assist and a block, but now just shooting 33% from the field. There's another poor turnover from Hobart.
And probably a little late getting back, Amanda, but did well to just put enough pressure on to force that catch to go wild.
Turnovers at the moment, 8 to Hobart, just the 2 for Ringwood. So Hobart will need to fix that up. As I just put the mocker on them, and that'll be the 3rd turnover of the game for Ringwood. Nice Euro step, didn't go up with a shot, got it out to Roberts, back to Greenwood. Kick on now to Collins. Little one dribble triple, not quite. Mind King out rebounding, good job Roberts. Ball movement's good, Greenwood couldn't quite make it.
Maybe could have been a little bit more assertive with the defensive hand there, Trotto.
So almost 4 minutes of game time now without a score for Ringwood. And as I say that, Jackie Trotto ends the drought and gets on the board. It was a 6-zip scoring run for Hobart. But now the lead back out to 9. Inbound now to Roberts. She's been passing well out. Now she goes herself on the left hand. Maybe a touch of a soft foul. But there was hands and body there, and Roberts will go to the line to cap off a 3-point play.
Spending a lot of time inside there, Roberts there. I thought maybe a little too long. We're going to
2.95 seconds, I think, was the official count in the paint there, Adrian.
Mullings back into the game for Mind King.
So Roberts, this will put her to 7 points if she can bury it. She does. She leads the Hobart Huskies in scoring. Jackie Trotto with 8 leads the game for Ringwood. As we see Farnworth looking to check it back in at the next dead ball stoppage. Here's Ogier. One dribble to the left.
Well.
Ogier for 3. Looks good out of the hand, and she goes bang. That'll give her some confidence, the 18-year-old.
Great to see her take the initiative that way and the responsibility for the shot.
And 17, I should say.
Oh,
as we see, good defense.
Looked like she needed the rest in the first quarter, but she's come back firing. Oh.
Good catch, and just very casual, Mahalko. Didn't really worry too much. Knew she had it. His bone. That looked like a travel to me, and it was. Just dragged the back foot. And here comes Farnworth stepping in. Now Mahalko will step out for Ringwood. 9-point ball game.
You can see the ideas ticking over in Danny Bone's head as she comes down the floor with that ball. You can just see her scanning the floor, what's working out what she should do with it. You can do really thoughtful look on her face.
So Hobart, they'll be eager to get something going from deep, I'm sure, as well at the moment. There's 0 of 4 yet to make a 3-point basket. Schlott, as time ticks down now, single digits on the shot clock. Ball on the wing. Ogier, some good defense, maybe a bit of a push-off, and there it was.
Yep.
The points will not count. Good defense from Ella Ogier. There was a little fend off, and it'll be Ringwood ball coming back the other way.
Growing in confidence with every end is Ogier.
Up to 10 turnovers now, Hobart. And that's a really worrying number for head coach Willie Joseph at the moment. Mullings didn't even look at the ring. Got it to Ogier. She's backing up. This way, that way, not quite out to Mullings. Really does not want the 3. Instead took it hard to the ring and was rewarded. She'll shoot 2 at the line. It's an interesting one here, Adrian, and I saw it last week with Josh Sykes. Early in the game, he did eventually, but players not even looking at the ring when they catch the ball from deep.
He's making the right decision when he decides not to shoot.
Hey, last week he went 2 from 2 from deep. But
I would like to see Megan shoot that one just to make him think about it. Like if they won't defend it next time.
You don't even have to necessarily shoot it, but at least look at the ring and look like you're potentially a threat. That's how I managed to get coaches on side with me shooting threes. I wasn't much good at them, but I looked like a threat out there, that's for sure.
You're a danger to shipping with your 3. Oh, here she goes.
Great steal. Nice athleticism. The backboard slap layup. Megan Mullings for 2 when it's a double-digit layup. Double-digit lead, I should say. So just some intensity lacking from this game. If Ringwood can step it up, they could blow this one out of the water. Hobart, they're trying to get back into it. That's a tough move. Green came from nowhere. She's going to get pinged for an over-the-back foul. But
it should be the lightest, I'd say, next to Schlott, the lightest player on the court, and just ripping that one down from the sky.
As you said, though, Adrian, as we go to a timeout, 6:15 left in the second quarter, 11-point Ringwood lead. She's just growing with confidence. You can actually see it with younger players. Normally when players get a bit more mature, they're going to keep shooting that ball, even if there's 0 of 10. A lot of those players that are the stars and shooters going to shoot, as many people say. But it's good to see a younger player gaining confidence and looking to go and attack one-on-one. And as you said before, crashing the defensive boards as well.
Yep.
Said it so well that you can all but agree, Adrian.
I didn't think.
Jeez, I tell you what, if I can keep that up all night, it's going to be happy days. So Jackie Trotto, as we mentioned earlier, leads all comers with 8 points. Taylor Roberts on the other side for Hobart. She's got 7. Mahalko and Green both have 4 rebounds. Mullings
Farnworth
4
with
and
the
5.
5 points, but I'd say not really hitting her straps yet. Hit that early 3 that I got so excited about. And really
Thought she was on for 50 at that point, Adrian.
Hasn't been cited greatly since. So yeah, did spend a bit of time on the bench, of course.
But hasn't needed to necessarily. Team's up by 11. She's 5 points on 67% from the field, so she's had it fairly easy at the moment. Hasn't needed to really force the issue.
I really like Coach Tim Motton's approach here to get the minutes into Oja, take the opportunity with this 11-point lead, and she's more than dependable. She's and certainly more than trustworthy. She's dangerous at the moment. Oh, look at Mullings go again. Just had to push that one up. Oh, and she's back in action. That's a green ball.
Didn't think she was back in action. She was maybe nursing. She came up a bit sore from the landing, but it'll stay Ringwood ball here. Sideline, deep in the sideline.
Yeah.
Farnworth.
You don't give her a metre. What? You don't give Tony Farnworth a metre. I don't.
Read the scouting report.
Get to
says
the team,
Adrian
get to the team meeting.
She bangs 3. Now she's up to 8 points on 75% from the field. Missed just 1 shot. 2 from deep. Roberts. She's leading the way at the moment for Hobart.
Oh, that's strong.
Collins buries it. And 1.
It's like a gate opening from this angle. We saw it beautifully.
Red Sea just parted and she'll go to the line looking for a 3-point play as we see Greenwood step in and Roberts step out.
Well, that's good from a Ringwood perspective, I think. Roberts, I think, looked pretty dangerous his second quarter in the first few minutes.
Yet to miss a shot, Taylor Roberts. 7 points on 100% shooting as we see. That puts Collins up to 9 with 2 assists, a rebound and a steal. Green and Greenwood both playing with 2 fouls, so Nikki Greenwood, you've got to be careful.
Oh, what do you call that when it goes through the nutmeg?
Yes, nutmeg, correct.
Jeez, how old do I sound? What do you call that?
What are the kids calling it these days, Adrian?
Get it in the Google machine.
Halfway through the second quarter, it's an 11-point Ringwood lead. There's Greenwood. Mullings did a good job denying Green in the paint. Here's Green. She's going to shoot that. Has a really nice stroke, and you've got to get a hand up to that. That's just her first points for the game, would you believe? I'd love to see her even catch the ball further out and look to go to work off the dribble. Quite athletic, quite long, going to be tough to defend as we see Edmondson's about to step in for Ringwood.
Foul off the ball there, I think, to Greenwood.
Danny Bone out, so sticking with Oja. And now Edmondson in. 2 17-year-olds playing for Ringwood, and there's the future of the club right there.
Edmondson too, I believe, getting a little bit of exposure at WNBR levels as a development player, I think.
Free throw shooting, just a little bit of an issue for the Ringwood Hawks. Mullings buries that one, but they're shooting just 4 of 9 from the line, so if they can improve in that area of the game, they will extend this lead. It's 10 points at the moment with just inside 5 minutes to play. Good hands from Mullings, and the team defense is excellent, and it'll stay Ringwood ball.
If Nikki Green's going to catch the ball there and just not even make Ringwood think about it, I'm pretty happy.
Mullings guarded by Green. She's going for 3 from deep Farnworth, but she comes up short, but Mullings with the rebound. Nice hesitation dribble. Get that stuff out of here. Nikki Green, and had the smart play to flick it off Mullings. A fantastic move from Farnworth. Little in and out hesitation dribble.
Definitely.
Got to the rack, and Green out of nowhere.
Definitely more of a defensive presence than the offensive end so far tonight.
Up to 2 blocks, and as we mentioned, she's changed her shot. Ooh, and Edmondson wanted the block, but maybe a little bit of a body foul.
Yeah, there's definitely some contact with the body.
Green, just the 2 points at the moment, so Ringwood doing a great job of defending her. Collins has 9 and leads Hobart, and the game for that matter, as we see Schlott, the lefty, buries the first free throw, and Hobart 7 of 7 from the free throw line at the moment. saying that I've probably put the Moz on her now and she'll miss that. No, she comes up, nothing but net, 8-point ball game.
A little bit, so I think it's a pretty even second quarter. Obviously, it is on the scoreboard. With Hobart getting out to a 6-point break at the start of the quarter. They're keeping pace now.
That's a 3 from Farnworth. She's 3 of 4 from deep. And as you said, you cannot give her a foot of space or she's going to bang that one down. Great shot. She's up to 11 points. So neither team really able, as the ball will stay with Hobart, able to get on a big scoring run at this point. It's back and forth here in the second quarter, but Ringwood's early first quarter lead was the difference. Green just getting a little bit frustrated with what her team's doing as the ball comes back out. Collins stops, pops, and buries it. She's playing really well out there. She's up now to 12 points with 2 assists and a good pass from Nikki Green.
Oh.
That'll be a foot violation.
Underground pass there attempted by Trotto. Looks like Oja's going to the bench. No, we got the
Roberts to come in for Greenwood.
Yep, they don't let her sit down too long, it looks like. Roberts.
Farnworth wanted the clear out. She liked the matchup. Didn't quite come up. She went hard on the left.
Just the finishing, the tall timber of the Huskies, really making that finishing difficult for Ringwood. It's been happening all night.
Poor pass, another turnover for Hobart now. They're up to 13. Trotto, as I said, they're more than happy to put her head down. Great block from Roberts. Just stood her ground. Here's Oja. Yep. Lovely basket. Never looked like missing, nothing but net. Yep. She's playing really well now. Upwards of around, she's played about 10 minutes and she's up to 5 points. Green got to finish that and does. Cannot let her catch the ball that low. Too long and too tall to stop.
We haven't seen her do it at all, or enough if at all, this evening.
Here's Mullings. Looked at the ring that time and it freed her up a little bit and she got to the ring. That's what I'm talking about earlier. Just look at the ring. Tiny bit of a head fake and it forced Roberts to take an extra step out. She was worried about the 3 and that gave Mullings the angle to get to the ring, draw the foul, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Great insight, Matthew.
Thanks, Adrian. Like to know I bring something to the table rather than just talking a lot. Always good to hear as we see Mullings make the first. 11 steals to 2 Ringwood's favour and 13 turnovers to Hobart 5.
The pace of Ringwood's pace is really is something that Hobart is struggling with.
As we see Gina Scarrier come on to the floor. Megan Mullings steps off. Of course, Scarrier, a Indian basketball national player. So good to see her out on the floor for what will be this last 2.5 minutes of the first half.
It runs pretty deep when you've got internationals on your bench, the Ringwood side.
Not a bad as we see Schlott finally from deep. Goes bang, and it's their second of the game. They've had a couple in a row now. Collins with that one earlier, and now Schlott hits it from deep. She's up to 7 points.
The intent there from Trotto.
Farnworth, she's hungry. Out to Edmondson, nice rip to the right hand. Got knocked.
Yep.
And they're in the bonus, so she'll shoot 2 free throws.
In the back.
Something tells me, Adrian, that your mind's on the AFL. just quietly. So Ringwood have improved their free throw shooting now up to 55%. So we see Edmondson. And she buries the first.
It's a nice shooting action, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Classic.
Eight-point ball game. If Ringwood can get it out past double digits at halftime, they'll be really happy. Hobart can get it to around 7 or 6 points. They'll go in with a little bit of confidence as we see Oja. Great play. I thought there was a foul there. Came off the leg of Oja. She wanted a foul, but yes. Great awareness. And that's not the first time that Hobart have had issues getting the ball inbound.
Schlott looking very sheepish there.
Touch guilty, you think, Adrian?
Bit.
As we see Oja again.
They really don't know what to do with it.
Now, for me, The shot clock should be down at least a second. It's stuck on 24, but who knows? They might be able to just work it down slowly but surely. Ogier doesn't overplay this time, and Schlott comes away with it. Great defense from Ringwood. Schlott, little hesitation, left hand, pulled the trigger. Couldn't quite get it. She was looking to get something going from deep. She hit one the last time down the floor.
Oh, fun. We've maybe had the opening there too.
Maybe a little bit hesitant with Green guarding her. Scarrier with the midi, not quite, and the crowd and the bench wanted it. So a 9-point ball game and a score here, well, that would put Hobart right into this game. I'd like to see Green maybe go one out there. Gives the handoff, though, to Schlott. Backdoor, another screen, hard screen from Roberts. Schlott, she's looking to get things going, and she does. She's up to 9 points now with that little running left-hand floater.
Schlott and Roberts look to have a bit of a good connection. They seem to know, Roberts particularly knows where the ball's going when Schlott has it. And as you said, very strong with the offensive screens. I think she's the more formidable forward for me tonight. Roberts.
Edmondson just a little bit shook up. I think she got smacked in the nose. But you're right, Roberts looking very good out there at the moment. 100% from the field, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks, and has done a lot of little 1%ers inside the last minute. 7-point ball game, and so this game getting a little bit closer than Ringwood would like at the moment after they built up a good lead.
Great. Oh,
you thought great hands,
but
then the whistle came, and it'll be 2 free throws now for Green, and she will look to cut it now to just 5 points.
She been at the line tonight, Green?
I don't believe so, Nikki Green. Just 4 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. First time at the free throw line. Really nice stroke, though. Good arc on the shot. Promising signs here for head coach Willie Joseph from Hobart as the second drops as well, back to 5 points. 13 turnovers, and you're within 5 points here away from home.
A couple of possessions left, and Ringwood would really want to make something of this. Just so that they retrieve something from the quarter. I don't think it's been their great, as good a quarter as what they could have hoped after the first.
Ogier, she is having a quarter to remember.
My word.
Buries the 3 there. She's up to 8 points. She's had close to 12 and a half minutes of court time here in this first half. Ball out to Schlott. She's really looking to get hot. Couldn't make that one. It's an 8-point ball game now. They can maybe put it out to 10. Trotto this way, that way.
Just take it out.
Farnworth for 3. That's going to be short. Scarry a good follow, but couldn't quite get her hands on it. Thompson's got to launch it. She got it off, but it's short. So an exciting end to a first half that potentially lacked a little bit of intensity, but it's the Ringwood Hawks. They've done great on the offensive end of the game. 46-38, they lead. We're going to have a break here at halftime. We'll come back with some of the stats from the first half and what we are expecting for the end of this game. Hello and welcome back to the Rings. My name is Matt Hickey. We are here for the second half of the Ringwood Hawks versus Hobart Huskies double header. And if you're just joining me, I'm joined by the great Adrian Fidelani.
Yes,
Adrian,
no relief has arrived as yet.
it's been an absolute pleasure to have you up here. And it's the Ringwood Hawks, the Lady Hawks, who lead 46-38 over Hobart. It's Antonia Farnworth. She has 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Ringwood. She leads her side. And over on the other side of the ball game, Ali Collins, she has 12 points, leads all comers for the game and, of course, for the Huskies. Nikki Green, while she's slowly starting to work her way into this game, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. Roberts, she's up to 7 points and 2 blocks. Well, for Ringwood, well, some great minutes. 13 minutes from Ella Ozia, the 17-year-old, 8 points off the bench. She's been fantastic. Jackie Trotto, as always, having an impact, 8 points, 5 rebounds. The team stats, well, both teams shooting fairly similar from the field in the mid-40s. Just 2 of 9 from deep, the Hobart Huskies. 6 of 14, 43% from distance for the Ringwood Hawks. The big stat for mine, though, is the turnover numbers. 13 turnovers for Hobart. They did slow it down in the back half of that second quarter, but they will really need to tighten up on that area of the game if they're wanting to be in it as we get down the stretch. Adrian, you did tip the Ringwood Hawks, and I'm going to say that you're not going to change your tip.
No,
I'm just going to
I'll stick with
assume
them.
that.
Yeah, I'll stick with them here. Still some good minutes on the Ringwood bench. Haven't seen Spillane yet, or rather Kumar, so still some fresh legs to go there. And I think it's the run that's killing. If anything's killing the Huskies tonight, it's Ringwood's run. And there's some quick players still to come off the bench for the Hawks.
So it was a nice back half of the second quarter for Hobart, although it doesn't necessarily show on the scoreboard as we get underway here in the second quarter. They did get it within around 5 or 6 points. Now it's back out to 8 and Ringwood will start with the ball. So Hobart and their coach Willie Joseph will be looking for a strong start here in the third. Down to single digits on the shot clock. Farnworth, she's been eager. She's thinking about pulling up. She does pull up. Had plenty of air on that. Nikki Green comes down with the rebound, and Jennifer Schlott, who's looked good and looked great in that second quarter, comes away with it for Hobart.
Farnworth up on defence there. Look, right up in the face. Look, that's a wayward pass too. It makes those little things make the difference, right? Farnworth right up when she could have been a step back, just going easy, and forces the errant pass.
Kind of thing that doesn't turn up on the stat sheet either. But just as I spoke about turnovers and needing to limit them, first offensive possession down the floor for Hobart, and they throw it out of bounds. So here's Mahalko coming off 2 off-ball picks, stops with the right-hand little floater. She buries it.
Expert at getting the angle off the hips, just getting angling back and getting room for the shot.
Now a 10-point lead for Ringwood. And a focus for them coming out of here to deny and play hard defense, and that's a good pass.
Yeah.
She couldn't quite reel it in Roberts, but a good effort from Collins. Because personally, I wouldn't have attempted that one, but she made it.
Well, there is a level of basketball a little bit higher than what you were able to attain, Matt.
Thank you for reminding me of that, Adrian. That's great to have you on board here as we see Roberts miss her first shot for the game. If anybody wants to come down and commentate here in Ringwood, I'd be really happy to get Adrian out of the commentary box.
I will say that your level was 9 or 10 levels higher than what I was able to.
I'll take that. You're allowed to state it. As Thompson comes up long on the 3, Mahalko with the ball, and now Farnworth to take it away. Got herself into a little bit of trouble. It was good enough to get her out of it. Danny Bone, long 2, always short. And Schlott will come back the other way.
Would have thought Danny would have made more of that one.
Needs to be a few more steps out, I think, as we see a 3 from Thompson. Not quite. Good rebound from Megan Mullings. Strong rebound. And now the ball with Danny Bone.
He's just slowing down a little bit here in the second half.
It's been a little bit of a lack of intensity for both teams. It's been, as we see, Farnworth says, I'll do it myself. Yeah. Goes hard to the ring, buries it.
Never a lack of intensity from Farnworth.
Not at all. Always looking to be aggressive. The foul on Ali Collins. Just her first personal, so she doesn't have much to worry about there. And Farnworth will look to go to the free throw line. And that gives her 14 points so far for the game. So a great start to the quarter here for Ringwood.
So Slot coming up against the brick wall of Danny Bone. Oh, a little bit.
And a three-point play potentially back down the other way, and that's the first score of the quarter. It took 2.5 minutes for Hobart. Just a tiny little head fake, and that was enough for Mahalko to bite. Thompson went hard, finished on the right hand, and now she will look to make it a three-point play.
Closing out hard, Mahalko. I don't think she had much other choice there. Just caught a little bit short.
Just 18 years of age, Shona Thompson, out here on the big NBL 1 stage, and she completes the three-point play and cuts the lead back down to 10 points. So Ringwood continue to hold Hobart at arm's length here at the rings on Saturday night. Cassidy Mahalko has the ball at the top now. Just 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Took a while, got the ball to Bone. She passed it really without even looking. Mullings has got to shoot it. She's got to shoot it. She doesn't. She just turns the ball over. Great defense from Hobart, and maybe that will spark them on a little run here.
Not sure if it was a lack of awareness of the shot clock there, or she just thought there was enough time to get the ball inside.
I mean, personally, I was aware if there was anything raining down the shot clock because I just wanted the excuse to jack anything up. That was the only reason. Collins, ball wide. Thompson spins. She got herself into a little bit of trouble. Collins still open. Went for the tougher pass to Schlott and Danny Bone. As always, there at the right time.
Yep.
High arcing two. It had to be because Nikki Green was closing down, but a good shot from Cassie Mahalko, and the lead's out to 12 now for Ringwood. Here's Green. Good pass to Roberts. Maybe just rush things a little bit. There's Thompson. She has nice form on her shot, and back and forth we go here at the rings.
So that 10-point buffer just staying put. It's a bit of a to and fro seesaw at the moment. Oh, here's 3 points. Oh.
Adrian Fidelani called it, couldn't get it. Farnworth did a fantastic job to get Mahalko the ball. Then comes up with the offensive rebound. Hard on the left, stops. She wanted a foul, didn't get it. Oh, great pass. Showtime, but Mahalko couldn't quite finish. And I tell you what, if that was me making that pass, I would be filthy if somebody didn't finish that, because that was a fantastic find from Farnworth.
Real shame for the highlights page. Gee, the Huskies just throwing it away time and again here.
Farnworth stops, pops, launches three, and buries it. She's feeling it at the moment.
That's how it's done.
And I think she's just signalled over the bench that maybe she wants a little bit of a breather. But a lovely shot from Farnworth. She's up to 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. A great game from her so far.
It's a very tiring thing shooting three-point shots so accurately.
Nice little move there from Ali Collins. Great crossover, made the little extra pass over the top. And Taylor Roberts was good enough to put it in. So it's going to be another three from Farnworth, and she is just having her way with the Hobart Huskies defense at the moment. Up to 20 points, and now a 14-point lead for Ringwood as Hobart gets a timeout. And to be honest, if you're shooting the ball like that, you want to stay out on the floor, Adrian.
Willie Joseph just needs an answer to that. He's going to need to... the team defense on Farnworth outside at three-point range is going to have to increase. They've got to do something about it.
Just too easy at the moment, and Ringwood halfway through the third quarter, 8 of 18 from deep compared to Hobart's just 2 of 11. Farnworth, as I mentioned, up to 20 points. Megan Mullings with 6 steals. Would you believe it? And Hobart already 3 turnovers in this quarter. They're up to 16 for the game. And you've got to think that that's going to be the telling stat. And I keep mentioning it, but it's just so blatant. And they've thrown the ball away numerous times when they really didn't have to, Adrian.
Yeah, not much sting in transition either side here tonight. It's definitely a walk it up and down type game, which is interesting. But as the tied legs start to settle in, we're seeing even less of that transition intensity. And
for Hobart, well, they played last night as well at Bendigo, and so they've got a bit of travel. Of course, playing at the moment with just 9 players, so not a huge bench. And you've got to think that they may get tired legs down the stretch here in this one. Can they answer back at least now? Schlott's wide open. Good defense from Bone. Back out, Greenwood. Oh, and almost an ankle breaker there. Deep shot from Thompson, and she goes bang, and it's clearly on the scouting report because every time she catches the ball, the Ringwood bench, I should say, wants to get a hand out, but a good finish from Thompson. She's up to 8 points.
8 points, I think all in this quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
She's done very well. Oja now into a bit of a zone now from Hobart. Interesting considering Ringwood's good three-point shooting, but Farnworth off, so why not run and try and change things up a little bit here from head coach Willie Joseph.
Edmondson just need to be a little bit strong with the ball there.
So into the 2-3 zone, fourth, not long, great pass to Trotto.
Wasn't it?
Couldn't quite finish that, hit the ring and it'll get a reset. Oja thought about it and the hesitation may have cost her. Mahalko, good rebound. Eventually Hobart will come up with the ball. They look to bring it inside single digits.
In an aspect of Ringwood's game tonight, the cooler heads might have prevailed there and possibly at the end of the second quarter as well as we wound down the clock. Oh,
Schlott
ball.
Missed one that maybe she should have made. Here's Danny Bone now just to slow things down for the Ringwood Hawks. Trotto, Edmondson, pass wasn't there. Tough to get that over the hands of Nikki Green. And away comes Shawna Thompson.
Really like Trotto's game tonight. She started early hitting the scoreboard quite well, but her rebounding game's been good. 5 rebounds for the night, and we've really needed it with the bigger size of the Huskies.
Thompson came up short on that occasion, but the Ringwood bench, they all knew that they had to get out to her. Zoja picked up her dribble when probably she didn't have to, but was good enough to get it to Mahalko. Ball back out the top to Bone. Mahalko, good ball movement. Trotto wide open at the free throw line. She came up short.
Oji was really looking to get the ball there too.
So a little quiet patch now from both teams. As Schlott drives,
Foul
it'll be a
called on
sideline ball, and I think it was the little tap through for the steal.
Feels a little unlucky there, Danny Bone.
So a couple of minutes now without a basket from either team, as we see Thompson step out and Ali Collins step in. Collins been very good. Thompson solid, but shooting just 30% from the field. Schlott just 25%. And Collins comes in. She's got 12 points and 4 assists on the night. Here's Finlayson. Tough move from Greenwood. She was strong on the right hand and now cuts it into a single-digit margin. And can the Huskies now with this change of defense, which has just rattled Ringwood a little bit, they haven't scored since about the halfway mark of this quarter. Trotto, good ball, blocked from Green, but the foul, I think, was on Ali Collins.
Josie Greenwood's best minutes for the night, just this last couple. She's been waxing with Roberts off the bench, I think. Here she goes again. Oh, no, we've got Green going out. This is when your expert comment person really needs to be more expert, Matt.
You're talking about me. You're just taking shots at me relentlessly here, Adrian. As we see Edmondson make the first and end that little drought that Ringwood had 2.5 minutes without scoring.
It's a beautiful free throw shooter. That last one not going.
Yes, no, good. That's.
Just wait an extra
You've
second.
officially joined the commentary ranks there, Adrian, when you put the moz on someone at the free throw line, that's for sure. Collins pivoting this way, that really wanted to get the ball into Roberts. That looked like a travel to me. Walked about 7 steps without actually dribbling the ball. It's the 0 step, though. That's the new rule. You can get away with that.
-1 step, I think, that one.
As Schlott finishes the basket, and now we'll go to the line to cap off a 3-point play.
Gotta hate that 0 step.
It's tough to watch. As a player, it's great because anytime you travel, you can just say, well, it was a 0 step, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Schlott makes a nice-looking free throw there.
And shout out to all the lefties out there as we see Schlott bury that. They're just left-hander, just a better basketballer, I think, the left-hander. Just quietly. 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. It's been an interesting game. 60 to 53. Schlott comes away with it.
There.
Danny Bone trailing. Schlott, left hand, no, couldn't finish it. Mahalko, a fantastic rebound.
She really is a great rebounder. And for her size, she outsmarts and outbodies much bigger players on a regular basis.
So she is up to 9 rebounds now and leads the game on the glass. He's Collins.
Yeah, big
and
palm in the chest, yeah.
offensive foul for the push-off.
Might I say Dustin Martin-like.
So Hobart maybe missed a chance there. Those last two possessions, Schlott misses the left-hand layup on her preferred side, and then they give away the offensive foul. And a chance to cut the lead to 5, maybe less. A minute and a half left in the third. It's a 7-point ball game. Ringwood with the ball, but that's just a terrible pass from Danny Bone. Collins at a million miles an hour wanted to get it to Schlott. Finally did. Little left-hand pull-up jumper, buried it, and she'll go to the line again for a 3-point play. She's been lucky enough to have that happen a number of times, and now can cut the lead to 4.
I think a little run of maybe 6 or 7 points here to Hobart. Looks like we are going to see Kate Spillane hit the floor.
And we could have a game on our hands down the stretch. If she nails this, it would be a 6-zip run for Hobart. And she does a very user-friendly roll there for Hobart. 6-zip run, 4-point ball game, and all of a sudden things are getting tight here at the rings. Mind King wanted the cross-court pass to Mahalko. She let that fly. It looks good out of the hand. Couldn't quite go.
Trotto with another rebound.
Ogier, Mahalko. Tough turnaround jumper. Happy to get on the board there, Mahalko. She's got now 9 rebounds to go along with 13 points. 6-point ball game inside the final minute now. Roberts couldn't see anything, so she does it herself. Mind King too strong. Greenwood was going away from the ring, couldn't finish. There's a push-off. It's going to be a foul on a Ringwood, and it'll stay Hobart ball. And just a little bit of a warning now for the Hawks.
Mind King with the foul it was. Farnworth back in for Mahalko.
Always found it a little bit difficult as a player. Bury a shot and then get moved to the bench. But Tim Motton been more than happy to go and share the minutes around as we see Roberts make the first.
5-point lead to Ringwood.
Taylor Roberts now up to 11 points with that second free throw. 5 rebounds and 2 blocks to go along with that, and just a 4-point lead in this zone now really working here for the Hobart Huskies. Trotto hard on the right, but good hands from Schlott. Finlayson maybe was fouled, but they get away with one, and here comes Collins. Roberts, and that is a wild pass, and it's not the first time that that's happened. They're really looking for that entry find, but it was wild, and the 18th turnover of the game for Hobart. So a 3 or 4 second differential between the game clock and the shot clock here for Ringwood. Ogier, great find. Mind King was probably fouled. It's going to be a baseline ball, and they're not in the bonus. Good find. Mind King just couldn't quite get the shot up in time now. But what it will do, of course, is reset the shot clock, I think, to 14.
Yeah, it should be, I think.
At the moment, there it is, 14.
So it'll be a 1-possession game now for the quarter.
And staying in this 2-3 zone. Here's Spillane. Good pass to Mind King. And she finishes for 2. That was a little bit too easy. Here comes Schlott. Time ticking down. 5 now. 4 Schlott. In and out. Oh, got Ogier trailing. And she buried it. It was a great move from Schlott. She had Ella Ogier on skates and buried the left-hand floater to cut it to 4 points. We've got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a quick break. Be back for the last quarter of what is set to be an exciting finish. Welcome back to the rings, here where the Lady Hawks lead by 4 heading into the final quarter. If you're just joining us, my name is Matt Hickey. I'm joined by Adrian Finolani. And it's the Ringwood Hawks who have really been holding Hobart at arm's length for most of the game. The leads have been around double digits, but Hobart shifted to a 2-3 zone.
It's little bursts from Hobart that are doing the damage. It's a familiar pattern here in the game where Ringwood will spend 5 minutes building a lead out to maybe 15 points, and then within a minute or two, some unanswered buckets from the Huskies will pull it back to half a dozen points again. As we see Jennifer Schlott just try and recreate what she did just before three-quarter time. It was a lovely move, but she couldn't replicate it. She's got 17 points though, and it's Tony Farnworth. As we see, she misses an air ball. One good effort from Oja, who leads the game with 20. Oja does.
Farnworth does, sorry. Oja with the flick back. And an interesting stat as we now begin in this last quarter. 15 of 15 from the free throw line for Hobart. And that at the moment is keeping them in the game, as that is just not the pass. Farnworth now athletic to come away with it. She's got to be wary. Finlayson right on her. Stop and pop. Spillane, no. Farnworth, the offensive rebound, maybe she couldn't quite.
They're all right. They're getting back the Hawks. Good.
Schlott, she'll want to go to the left. I thought she was going to pull up. Roberts. Now Schlott. Hard to the left. Still on the left. Still on the left. Got it to Greenwood. And that was a travel or 3 in the key, or one of the two.
Just I feel making her presence felt a little bit more at the moment, Schlott. Collapsing the defence there, or making them look one way and then going the other. She hasn't slowed down at all either for the evening. And
interesting to note that they really made this run, Hobart, without Nikki Green on the floor. She's going to look to check back in now. But they did the bulk of the work without one of their stars. Ball into the top Spillane. Great pass to Mine King, and she finishes. That was just good offense against a 2-3 zone. Get the ball into the high post, turn and look, draw the center defender, and flick it down to the baseline player for an easy 2. Schlott. They want to go inside. It's not quite there. Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Schlott went the rifle pass. Greenwood somehow saved it. There's a hook there, and they called it. Got to be careful of that chicken wing hook.
Just caught in the corner there like a boxer, trying to get out.
So Greenwood steps out and Schlott steps out. I doubt she'll be on the bench for long. And it's Shawna Thompson and Nikki Green in. Interestingly, Nikki Green not playing in the center of this zone. Here's Ogier. Didn't even look at the basket. Maybe she should have. Now the Huskies with the ball. Green doesn't look to shoot the ball. Wanted to get it inside the paint. Here's Collins. They're basically running into each other out there. And there's a soft foul, but one that was probably there over the back on Ella Ogier.
Well, she had to put the pressure there. It was there was room for Thompson to get that left hand up into the glass.
Don't be surprised if they look for the little lob pass into Nikki Green right at the top of the rim here. It was there, Roberts.
Jackie Trotto.
Finlayson's open if they can get it to her, but not anymore. Once again, those long passes. Finally, Finlayson gets the ball. She came up short. Ali Collins has been really trying to get those cross-court passes going. That one was lucky to come off. So just 2 points scored in this quarter so far, and it was by Mine King, who has the ball now, and she goes a great pass to Trotto, who finishes with the left hand, and Jackie Trotto in the right spot at the right time, and it's an 8-point ball game.
Some baseline action, just splitting open the top of the key there for the Hawks.
Green catches it in the right spot, and it's an offensive foul.
Trotto more than happy to take the charge there.
Interestingly, it looked like an offensive foul, but after the whistle was blown, so...
Well, I think Green went round and saw Mine King coming, and then Mine King coming and back with her right shoulder and just, flattened Jackie Trotto.
That's her third personal. Collins also on 3. Trotto on 3 for the Ringwood Hawks.
Stadium starting to
fill out.
People coming in.
As we predicted in the floor, wipers get their little 15 seconds of fame. Good to see the juniors out here supporting the senior teams. Although I'm not sure if they have much of a choice.
Mate, they could show a little bit more wriggle for mine, these floor wipers. A little bit
Jeez.
slow in getting out.
It's tough to please everybody as we see Kate Spillane score her first 2 points of the game.
There it is again, the seal and the lob.
There's a foul on Mind King this time. It becomes a point where it's almost a little bit predictable and a bit easy to defend when you're constantly looking at the one option. You don't have much else going. It's kind of like a stand and look.
Yep.
So Green will want the ball. She gets it. Goes back. She had 31 last night, but that one came up short. She's just got 6 points and 8 rebounds tonight. It's been a great defensive job as a team from the Ringwood Hawks. Mind King. Got to get that off to Oja. She does. Back out to Farnworth, and now they just have to relax.
That's right. Bit of a sloppy pass there from Oja. Oh.
And there's another foul on Ella Oja. Just a second, in fact. She's been very aggressive, but been great for the Ringwood Hawks off the bench, playing over 20 minutes. So 6:40 left in this game, and Ringwood, although there was a worry that they weren't going to hold on to this lead, they've pushed it back out now, and it's 10 points. Roberts wanted it. Now she gets it, going up against Mind King. Good pass out to Thompson, 3 point. And there's a foul on the 3. It's on Oja, and Thompson will go to the line for 3 free throws.
I didn't see that one.
Just a little clip on the arm, I think.
Yeah. Thompson pretty good from the line tonight. Has she missed from there?
Well, the team hasn't missed from the line.
Okay.
16 of 16.
But
so
what about Thompson?
Yeah, also hasn't missed from the line. Yes, yeah, there you go. Fancy that. The second is good. Great stroke. Great shooter. Shawna Thompson.
It really is a telling stat.
Oh, and that is the ultimate moz from both of us here at the Rings. They were 17 of 17 until that point, 17 of 18. Here's Oja. Oh, thought about the 3. Drew a lot of defense.
Oh.
Spillane, good hands from Mind King.
I think there was
out
a
of
little
bounds.
movement in the contact too.
Adrian Fidelani wanting to get the whistle on the stripes out there and just maybe start calling some of the shots.
Yeah.
I've got a whistle actually here if you want one. On my keys. So an 8-point ball game, and Hobart now have to come back if they want to be in it. And a great give and go, and that's just a beautiful basketball play.
Yeah.
The oldest one in the book. Shawna Thompson gives it off to Ali Collins, gets it right back, and the left-hand layup is good.
A couple in a row there for the Huskies, brings it back to 6 points.
Farnworth, it was on, but she came up short. Trotto, great rebound. And it's things like that that are absolute coach killers. You get a missed shot, and Finlayson with the foul. Looked clean up top, but maybe a little bit on the body.
No, I think that one's an evener upper from the referee.
Yeah, not a bad call from you. 22 turnovers Hobart are up to just quietly. They've got a little 4-zip scoring run here as Ella Ogia heads to the bench. Great minutes from her in this game. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 8 points in around 22.5 minutes of action. As we see Spillane knock it down. Hasn't played much in this game, but is playing some key minutes here for Coach Tim Motton, and the second is also good. She's up to 4 points to go along with 2 assists.
Well, it's great to see Ringwood seemingly running this one out strong. As I said earlier, it was a disappointing last quarter for them last week, and not a performance I'd like to repeat.
And there's the 3, and it's good from Shawna Thompson. That's on the scouting report. The coaching staff from Ringwood have been on their players every single time she catches the ball.
Yep.
Lead back to 5, and I'm sure it won't be long until we see Jennifer Schlott come back on for the Hobart Huskies as they look to come back in this game. Spillane, great pass to Mind King. She got blocked, got it back. Finish for 2, and it's back out to a 7-point game.
The knowledge of Thompson's hot hand hasn't really stopped her. The defence on that hasn't really stopped her racking up the points at 15 now.
She wants it back. She might shoot it again. She does. She wanted that the whole way down. And it looked good out of the hand, just a little bit strong. That would have cut it to just 4. But now Ringwood will come back the other way. Hobart's still in this 2-3 zone. Here's
Mahalko.
Mahalko for 3. Can she get one to go? Not quite. Collins again with one of these big long passes to Thompson. Hesitates. Collins, Mahalko wanting to help defense. Now they get it to Green. Good ball movement.
Oh.
And that's a quick foul call.
Yeah,
the foul is on Ringwood.
Mind King it was.
And that should send Hobart to the line. They're in the bonus. And that's still 4:18 to go as we see Schlott come back in.
Yeah, so
that's a long time to go shooting free throws, and a bit of a worrying sign here for Ringwood, especially how well the Huskies are shooting the ball at the stripe.
And with Schlott coming back onto the floor, well rested and ready to go for this last, to jet through this last 4 minutes. Back to 6 points now.
Taylor Roberts up to 12 for the game. Thompson 15, Schlott 17. 5-point ball game, and sticking with this zone. Farnworth, they've done a good job on her here in this second half.
Yes, a little bit of a dry spell for Farnworth, but she goes from the netball line now. There she goes.
There we go. She must have heard us because she rolls up and goes bang and says, your zone's not going to stop me. That's an 8-point ball game. She's got 23 now.
Yeah, she shoot over the zone.
Thompson ran into a brick wall and gets called for a travel. Mind King was standing there straight up like a statue, and Thompson didn't know what hit her. She went for a little bit of a walk, and it'll be Ringwood basketball.
Looked like she was on holiday in the paint, to be honest.
Inside 4 minutes to go. 8-point ball game. A basket here from Ringwood would make life very difficult from Hobart. Time
Farnworth
beginning to go against them, and Farnworth may have just put the final nail in the coffin. There's still a long time to go, but Farnworth back-to-back threes.
Really like the signs from Farnworth in these last few minutes. Knocking that three back and disciplined running to get back in defence, immediately chasing the player down the court. No showboating from Tony. Mahalko's got that defended well.
Long three, no good. Collins with the offensive rebound. Green, as easy as you like. She's now up to 8 points and maybe just keeping Hobart in this game. 9 points the margin. I'd be looking to get the ball to Farnworth again. An extra pass here, they do. Let that thing go. She doesn't this time, sadly. Now she might shoot it. Gives it to Mahalko. Down to Spillane. Great pass into Trotto. And had to bury that.
Yep.
Here's Schlott.
Keep going, mate.
And there's a foul, and it'll be free throws for Roberts. It was on the inside. Mind King, she'll come out. And Megan Mullings will come in. Adrian, you were saying?
I was saying I was looking at the Ringwood bench to see if we might see another appearance from Megan Mullings in this last few minutes. And
on cue.
Well, a little bit after cue.
So she's actually, Mind King, fouled out of this game. 5 fouls in just 11:46 of action for her. And Megan Mullings steps on. She's played under 20 minutes in this game, so she would have fresh legs to run out the final 2.5 minutes.
We might see. It looks like we might see some more minutes from Oja before the game's out too. She's just stood.
And now looks like she's about to sit back down.
Yeah, fair enough. Here comes Trotto, charging into the Husky zone. Farnworth again.
Got to keep tabs on Farnworth. Mahalko now down to Farnworth. Looking to move this zone around. Gets the ball over to Trotto. Farnworth, she'll let that thing go from way downtown. Mahalko from nowhere, but Green with the strong rebound. And you're right, Adrian. Why wouldn't you, the way she's shooting the ball? Schlott this way, that way. Ball out to Green. Thompson. And has just struggled a little bit since nailing that three a few minutes ago.
Schlott just battling to have the same kind of presence she had before going to the bench in the first few minutes of this quarter.
Every time Farnworth gets the ball, I want to see her lob it up. Spillane buries two, and she's played some great minutes here against this zone. Not the tallest player on the court, the guard. They've put her in at the high post at the fan line, and she's been fantastic. She's got 3 assists and now 6 points. Collins for 3. 9 points, and maybe a bit early for them to really be launching from deep. But A basket here from Ringwood would put it out to double digits.
Oh.
And Jackie Trotto almost had it open on the left hand, but pulled it out. They want to use the clock. Trotto open down on the base, no. Farmworth takes their time, crosses left. Tough finish, couldn't get it. Green, great rebound. That gets her to double digits. Roberts, there's a knock this way. Thompson's just got to shoot it, you'd think. Collins spins, Schlott. They've got to get a shot up. Down by 9 inside a minute. And Spillane, she's played great here in this second half. It's going to be a timeout. Hobart, they trail by 9, 52 seconds left in this game. Farnworth, she's breathing heavily out there, but she's been the player of the game so far. 26 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Adrian, if you're Hobart, who do you want the ball? Who do you want to have the ball, I should say, here on this offensive possession?
Well, I think we want to see Thompson with the ball here. It is inside a minute now, still with 9 points to make up. I'd be pushing the... Is Roberts on the floor? Yeah, I'd be pushing the ball to Roberts as a second option, but definitely think it's time to hoik him up.
And full court trap, surely, if a basket's made?
Yeah, sure. It's a...
I tell you what, if you were my assistant coach, I'd love having you on the sideline because you're just agreeing with my coaching decision there.
Very agreeable assistant.
So it's going to be a baseline ball for Hobart. Alex Finlayson out on the court with Thompson, Schlott, Green and Collins.
I'm tipping Thompson break to the corner here.
Mahalko feverishly chewing away at her chewing gum here, looking to lock down. Finlayson got open. They wanted Thompson. Green was the next option. She still got it. Maybe dragged her back foot. There's the stop. Jackie Trotto now with Spillane, and they can take their time. And that's a little bit of a risky pass. Farmworth gets it over, and that will be just about good night here at the Rings.
Yep. Doesn't look like the Huskies interested in fouling or anything, so...
Got to get a shot up. Farmworth was hoping she'd shoot the 3. Instead, pulls up at the foul line. Makes the 2. That gives her 28. She's had a night out.
It's been fun to see the Ringwood Hawks just retreating to the corners for Farnworth these last couple of ends.
Flatten out and let it go to work. And Ringwood will dribble the ball out here in what's been a strong performance. No nonsense. They came in. They got the job done against the travelling Hobart Huskies. The Lady Hawks take the lead, the win, 84-73 here at the Rings. Leading the way was Tony Farnworth, 28 points. Cassidy Malco, 13 and 10, a nice double-double from her. Over for Hobart, well, they kept with it and they tried hard the entire way through the game, but they couldn't quite close the gap that they let go in the first quarter. Schlott, she had 17 points, was a little bit quiet down the stretch. Thompson, 15, Green, 8 and 10, and Collins 12, 6 and 7, a solid all-round performance from her. But it is the Ringwood Hawks who take the win. Adrian, it's an absolute pleasure having you up here with me for that one. Your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with the result, obviously. I think it was the first quarter really did the damage. But to be honest, I think Ringwood were the more dominant team tonight, and had Hobart not been so accurate from the free throw line, we would have seen a much uglier result here for them. It'll be a long trip home on the Spirit of Tasmania. For the
Not sure if they catch the Spirit, but I like it. Hobart.
Maybe the able Tasman.
Hobart shooting 21 of 22 from the free throw line was what Adrian was referring to. 23 turnovers though for the Huskies. That cost them down the stretch. So there you have it. Game 1 in the books. It's Ringwood. They take it 84-73. Adrian Fidelani has joined me. I'm not sure if he's going to be here for the second one. If you're not, Adrian, it's been a pleasure having you up here. And we'll be back for Game 2, the men, coming up not too far away.